Hi, Suman.
Yes, ma'am. Hi, ma'am.
I think Dr. Parul.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes, join.
Like I was saying, laser is a technology, can be used for men and women wherever the thick dark hair is, where you want it to be reduced. So mostly it's on the external areas like the cheeks. For men, it's more over the upper back. Sometimes they are very uncomfortable with the density and the thickness of the hair because for the sweat issues, or maybe they really feel uncomfortable with folliculitis repeatedly, which they get. So for that, laser definitely can be used. But we do not do the beard area because that is not something what we are looking in men. That's too much of thick hair and may lead to very grave incidences like burn, because the density and the thickness and the coarseness of the hair roots are very high there. Laser may lead to burns because so much of heat being picked up by the skin. So beard is not, but beard shaping, then you can do fine hair on the earlobes, mid brow, you can do arms, chest, abdomen. But like I said, the basic alignment will be just for a light reduction of density and maybe the coarseness of the hair. So you don't look very hairy kinds, but it's manageable for your lifestyle. But never that you will have a very clean shape, a clean chest or a back. That doesn't happen in men.
And the other question I had, Parul, is that sometimes, quite often these days we have young girls who are, going abroad to study. And obviously they cannot continue with their laser there. So they want to maybe just get like 1 or 2 sittings of laser in before they go, and then maybe they'll come back after 3 months and, maybe they'll have a session. Depends on where in the world they go to study. Is that okay? I mean, is 1 or 2
so
sessions?
Actually now, the awareness about laser is so much that, when they're kind of going, their peers would inform them that it's better to start about a year before they are planning to go. Because the planning to go abroad would be, kind of initial. So the mothers now in Bombay are quite, they want their girls to be more comfortable when they go abroad, because one is the cost and maybe availability of time, and they don't want them to venture out over there and look for other devices. So they start about a year before, and by and large, then we complete about say 6 sessions to 7 sessions, 8 sessions, which is quite fine. When they go and come back for a vacation, that's where when they do the maintenance session. But in a scenario where they just do about 2 sessions and then they are gone for 6 months or 1 year, definitely the results are going to be compromised. I mean, there you really can't help it. They would maybe not go out over there to do laser, but only shave in the hostels or in the universities. So that's maybe not really going to help for a long extent. Hair reduction though will happen in 2 sessions, but then there's a big gap. There's going to be big gap for the next session, and that's where the hair is growing again. So maybe 90% of the potential comes back, and when you come back for a vacation, the hair is maybe it'll be the same. So that doesn't really work. I mean, we tell them then it's better not to kind of think about later. Maybe you can just ask her to do some temporary methods. So about a year before would be much decent, reasonable, and they're very happy by the time they've gone, and they can, and whatever spurts out in between, it's quite manageable by a razor or a hair removal cream or something like that when they are in the university.
So all of our viewers who are thinking about it, please reach out as soon as you can.
Yes. And also in these girls, if there is acne, then something, we can dig into and look if there is some kind of hormonal abnormality as well. So we have time to work on the entire spectrum.
Yeah, that's important, the time. Yeah.
So I think the main point is the treatments take time and you should not expect results instantly. When it comes to derma treatments, ma'am, Parul ma'am would also add to that. Patient expect that I have just applied this cream and next week my problem is gone. If it is a fungal or okay, it's but they expect when the pigmentation is there, within next week or 15 days the pigmentation is going to go. But there is underlying cause is also being treated. So especially in derma, you would agree, ma'am, that we have to make the patients more aware that any dermatological therapy is going to take at least 3 months or 6 months or at least 1 year to get rid of that problem. hair loss or let's say about your acanthosis or anything. So we have customer care who get calls that I have started using your product, but I am not getting any result. How many days you use? Almost it is 25 days. My hair loss has not stopped. So, so there are multiple expectations when it comes to patients, ma'am. Everybody wants that faster result. So rightly pointed out both of you, ma'am, that it takes time and please wait for the therapy completion when it comes to any treatment. So you need at least 6 months or 1 year of treatment and continuous treatment, continue the therapy. That is more important, ma'am.
Also, I'm very happy that now PCOS awareness amongst the society is getting more, popular, and big Bollywood stars and Hollywood stars, are flaunting on their Instagram page their story about PCOS, and how, and they also share some tips of how they've come down with the weight, and what it costed them. So I think these kind of awareness and shout out programs, and connecting with local viewers will encourage them to approach a doctor and take care of their health much earlier, because PCOS again we see much in about 10 to 13 years, which is more devastating, and it's really playing, the hormones are really playing abnormal in your body. It's time that the mothers also get aware of acanthosis, acne, hair loss, and not think that it is very normal, or maybe even hirsutism for that matter. If you feel it's abnormal, please approach a doctor for your kid.
Absolutely.
Right.
So, these open platforms are really doing well for awareness nowadays.
Yeah.
Yes, I think one more last question I had. One last question. The question was by a man that this Instagram session is for a woman, but I want to know, I am not getting beard, what to do?
That's and I actually wanted to ask Dr. Parul, because I get people referred for that reason, because they say it's a hormonal problem and they refer it to the endocrinologist. And I have at least about once in 3 to 6 months, there will be a young boy who comes who is not getting
beard.
Yeah, who's not getting enough hair growth. In some of them, I've actually tried to use DHEAS. I measure their basic hormone levels. Obviously, we go through the same hormonal profiling. We make sure their testosterone levels are okay. But particularly, I've seen this about 2 to 3 times. I mean, in others also. But this condition called thalassemia, where they get the repeated blood transfusions and their ferritin levels are high and they have problems. Because of the slight delay in puberty or whatever, they tend to have and then that is also a problem for them, while we are talking about this unwanted hair among girls, but among boys, among men also, this is quite a distressing issue that, they're not having that, and the rest of the body hair is good, their chest hair, their, and their muscular development, all that is good, but they just don't have this. And it's obviously some sort of I don't know, like you were pointing out, the sensitivity of the hair to the hormone is not
maybe.
there.
Yeah.
But is there any dermat treatment for it?
Not really. I mean, unless you really see the minoxidil, which is actually for a different purpose, for reducing the rate at which the thick hair is finding out, won't even work here, because the hair follicle itself is not very mature. So I think I can't really think of anything. I mean, transplant is something then what these people do subject to, hair transplant. So getting a new beard altogether, it's a big work. But then yes, if you really can't grow naturally, then you have to pluck it out from somewhere and plant it in the area and see how it goes. So beard transplantation is quite done now.
Ma'am, but nowadays most of the there is a new trend of OTC companies products coming in for beard, especially for men. So they claim that we will help you to grow your beard, we'll make it more black, more shiny. But now if you see after listening, is that true? Means how exactly? And most of the combinations, rightly said, ma'am, most of them, they have either minoxidil or some hair growth added to that. And they say that add this serum to your beard and it'll start growing more, or it'll grow faster and grow bigger. So a lot of men ranges now started coming up, especially for men. They have products only for beard. So how that is going to work, ma'am?
I I mean, you can always try. Though I've tried a few solutions for eyebrow growing and eyelash growing, and you have that compound in the market which helps in growing the thickness and the length of it. So that's quite. Lashisma is the brand name also, and it does give decent kind of result. But I'm not very sure about the beard if these things work over there. I'm not very sure.
That's interesting. I didn't realize
Thank you.
your eyelash growing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I was younger, I may have wanted to try it.
So those are all questions what we received, ma'am.
Yeah. Shall we?
Any audience like to ask anything? We have people still joining in. I think
I saw a question in the previous session about hair fall, but I think maybe, like I said, we'll do that in the next session.
Next session, yeah. There was a question. Water contamination and hair loss. So I think next session is on that. So we'll take up that question in the next session. So requesting you to join back, whoever asked that question. So in the next Saturday, in the same time, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. So anything else you'd like to discuss, ma'am, or share?
Dr. Jayashree, take-home message.
Take-home message is basically don't suffer, reach out and reach early. I think this is the key message that I would see, and meet any doctor, whether it's an endocrinologist, a dermatologist, a gynecologist, or even your general physician. Certainly they'll be able to guide you. Absolutely. But don't suffer in silence. Reach out and reach early.
Absolutely. Wonderful.
So thank you all. Thank you, ma'am, and thank you all the viewers. So requesting all to join back on next Saturday. So we'll be having the next topic discussed today. So we have been discussing the topics on Instantly Live. So we have not planned it for next time, which is going to be hair loss. We're going to talk about underlying cause of hair loss and how PCOD or insulin resistance is also an underlying cause for hair loss. So thank you all. So if you have not followed Dr. Parul, Dr. Jayashree and Hair Your Skin, please do follow the Instagram page so that you get instant updates whenever there is a post and there is a live video. So thank you all for joining in. Thanks. Have a happy weekend. Thank you, ma'am.
Bye.
Thank you, doctor.
Thank you, Dr. Jayashree. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good night.